All right.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Trackside with Tom today. I have Tom. I'm Tom Hogan. I'm the owner and operator of Steel Highways Railcams. And I have with me Sam and Noah Bolte.
Hello,
And
guys.
yes,
Good afternoon.
as we referred to them before, the greater Bolte and the lesser Bolte. Yes.
Brother.
Or
I wouldn't go that far.
the taller and the shorter.
Sure. By by an inch, if that.
By an inch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we're starting off at Griffith today, right?
We are. And happy Thanksgiving to everyone. This is going to be our last program before the Thanksgiving break. So, yes. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. So, what do you got for a timestamp there, Noah?
Let's go to 7:30 to start off.
7:30 this morning. You know, I saw welders out here working on the diamonds this morning. I actually wasn't sure we would get any highlights from this camera at all today.
Oh, well, I must have missed that because I must have completely skimmed over that. Did not see it.
Let's see here. We've gone back a little too far. This is 6:40. But yes. Hello, everyone, to Stephen and Paul, Michael, Eric, Zach, Barry's over in Butler, and I'm trying to do too many things here at the same time. All right. I think I found my... Oh, yes, look at this. Jumped right in. We've got the CN EMD leader and a boxcar logo CSX going by.
Yeah, and I know, Sam joining actually is kind of helps a little bit here because I know Sam likes to spot, when 337 goes through, and even though I feel like this might be like slightly too early, does this look like
That's 337.
Yeah, I was gonna say, does this look like a 337-esque train to you? Because a lot of the cars seem very much like they might come out to Iowa. So
Yes, that's 337, no doubt.
So
Overnight tonight, when that CN engine is leading a CSX motor, CSX GE motor, I believe, by the East Dubuque camera, then you'll know it's 337.
Yeah.
Correct.
Open boxcar doors. That's interesting.
Always fun.
Yeah.
That sounds about right, to be honest. And we do have a train westbound line out Jackson, so I'll keep an eye on that.
All right. Well, that's good to know.
Oh,
Yeah.
actually, I never got a chance to check Cedar Falls, so that's actually that's good. Let me know when that.
I don't think there's been much. There was an ethanol this morning. That's about it.
Okay, you want to talk about not much? I've been skimming over the East Dubuque cams, and it's been just train after train all morning in East Dubuque.
Of course.
But I go up to Trempealeau, and there's been nothing since sunrise. Absolutely, just completely dead. So if you ever wanted a good example of how one subdivision away can just be completely dead while the other one is just popping off, then there you go.
Well, and I think it's an important point to make. There's a crew change point in between there at La Crosse.
Well, yeah, that's why I said a separation between subdivisions.
Right.
Because that crew change point in La Crosse would be what you're talking about, yeah.
But I mean, in fairness, even on the BNSF, you still have crews that are frequently operating across multiple subdivisions. You know, the Ottumwa and Creston would be a great example as one.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But I mean, you're just looking at empty tracks this morning in Trempealeau. But it was a decent sunrise, so I will say that much.
Any boats?
Not that I saw, but there could have been.
I'll take a look at it. Maybe something's actually come through recently.
And I don't know. I don't know if this train is finished rolling by or not, but literally, once like a couple minutes ahead of this, at 7:35, you'll have your next train. And normally, I wouldn't just showcase some random CN manifest that has a GEVO leader, but second out on this next train here, you will see something very interesting that's kind of been the talk of the town recently in terms of CN power.
all right. Well, We're not going to jump
see.
ahead too far. The gates are already back down. And here we have an eastbound move.
Oh, I already see what it is.
It's one of the Dash 9 rebuilds, fresh from Fort Worth.
Yes.
I love those things.
3306.
Yeah, very shiny, sparkly looking.
Mm-hmm. Get them while they look like that. This is gonna be like the winter of opportunity when those things are around, because once winter's over, it's gonna do a number on how shiny they are.
Right. So, yes, while we're rolling this guy by, we have some more people. Tyler, good to see you here as always. And Mr. Dave Kroger, happy Thanksgiving to you. Yes. Evan is on. And Barry and Craig, good to see you, Craig. Yes. They do change out at Creston, but I was talking about where's the division between the Creston and Ottumwa subs. Is that actually at Creston? I thought it was further east than that for some reason.
It's at Creston.
Oh, yeah. It is. Okay. Well, then that was my mistake.
How dare you?
So.
Oh yeah, it looks like we have that U706 or whatever it is eastbound going through East Dubuque right now.
Wait, right now?
Yes. That's.
Oh wow! So there were two ethanols back to back on the CN this morning then.
Oh really?
Because one went through like not too long ago.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay, this one has a sticker Jevo leading. Ooh.
Well, I guess we can go check out the stickers then. That'll be moderately interesting.
Yeah, it's rolling through right now.
All right.
Let's see.
Well, let's switch over here quick. Since we got to see the power there at Griffith, I was gonna show the welders off too, but it's fine. We can definitely move on to another camera. And East Dubuque.
I do believe we also have a northbound coming up towards Bellevue because they're talking about something.
Yeah, I think it's a coal train.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. I heard UP something. So.
All right.
That'll be good to see.
So we're gonna back up here
There's
just a little bit.
Going through. I also found a B-coal going past Nina earlier this morning.
I was trying to find that. I saw it go by Stevens Point, and I thought maybe Nina might be a slightly better view since it'd be a little bit, in a little bit more daylight. So that's a good thing then.
All right.
Yes, and there's something in line through Nina right now as well. So we got a bunch of trains running. Let's see.
Well, here comes our eastbound through East Dubuque.
It's a nice clear view this time. There's nothing obstructing the vantage point, I've noticed.
Yes, now that all the leaves are off the tree.
Yeah, no, now, at least for now.
Right, they've moved all the equipment off the siding, the inside track there. Yep. And,
got 3 units on this train. Pretty typical for ethanols. Sometimes they have 2, but I'm sure they prefer 3.
The one that came by just before this guy was 1 by 1. So.
Oh, that's interesting.
All right.
Did it have UP power or was it CN power?
CN. Why do you...
Okay, because sometimes a couple years ago they were running these ethanols, and it usually had UP power because I think they went to the UP in Memphis or something like that.
I don't think those have run for a while. I could be wrong,
okay.
But
I think you're right too. But I haven't seen. You don't really see DPUs on ethanols too much.
I think it just because it's colder out. It gets the air through the train quicker, so they'd rather just do that, I guess.
Yeah.
Probably.
All right. Well.
If we're on East Dubuque.
Oh, sure.
I have plenty of other times. Yeah.
I had actually just jumped away, but it's fine. We can go right back to it. All right. What else have you got at East Dubuque? What are your
well,
times?
you know what? Since you jumped away, let's go to the. If you jumped away, let's just go to the East Cam, because this first train, or I guess trains plural, would be better seen on that view. Plus, we just we don't give the East Cam enough love, so I feel like this would be a nice opportunity to do so.
Sure. All right. What do you got?
So, let's go to 654.
We got intel that this is 704 out of Dyersville. No, that was the 1x1. Sorry.
No. Yeah.
All right, 604. Yeah, this is not the.
No, 654.
This is not the one that was 1x1. I misread that message at first. Okay, 604, right at the crack of dawn this morning.
654, 650,
Oh,
654.
654.
Well, I was closer than I thought I was. All right. We can make that work. So here is 654, and there are some maintenance away cars down there, way down on the siding though, parked clear down to the east end.
Oh, there go the crossing bells at Bellevue. Sorry to interrupt, but there they go right now.
Yeah, it's probably just a coal train. So, I know Evan's on here, and I know he likes the sound of K3s, in the winter when the air gets a little bit colder. So that was a pretty decent example of just like the slightly lower pitch you're going to hear coming out of those at this time of year.
Oh, I love that sound.
Mm-hmm.
We got some interesting coal cars going through.
All right.
And it looks like, Tom, apparently you're being requested to read a text, so just FYI.
Yep, I saw that. All right. Let's go over here, and we will go back just a bit and check out.
The kind of different coal cars for this one. I know there's going to the same plants, but I guess maybe there's some issues with some of the sets, or maybe they need more coal than usual. Something like that. They're just using an extra set of cars, maybe. Because usually you just get the blue and yellow COLX or EDGX ones.
Oh well.
But we're getting some orange Wisconsin Power coal cars.
Well, once we're done running by this coal train, we should probably go back to East Dubuque, because that was going to be a meet. So I don't know.
Sure.
Or close to it, I guess.
Pretty close to it. It looked like there was something parked down there in the distance, but
the coal train.
All right. So this is the this WPSX.
Yeah, they're using
but they've got some UP system hoppers in here.
Yeah, and they're slowing down, kind of. It's unusual to see these cars through here.
Yeah, normally you have the EDGX and whatever else.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, everyone thought BNSF got the contract reportage, Dave. I don't know. There was a period of time earlier this fall where they were running both UP and BNSF simultaneously. I don't know the situation with it, but the UP coal trains are still very much up and running, going to portage. So
yeah, I feel like we see a set of these through about every other day, honestly.
I'm pretty sure they either are splitting the contract, or it was just like because I'm pretty sure they're still running the BNSF ones. They probably split
the
contract. That's what I'm thinking.
It can happen.
Yeah. All right. What was your next timestamp there? Or you want me to go back to the 654 and see the near meet?
Well, you could go back to 654 and just fast forward if you feel like it. Because, I mean, really, all you're looking at for that train was just maritime stacks, so...
Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, apparently I found something I did not intend to find. What do we have here?
Yeah, Noah said it was super busy this morning. So
This is just an autorack train. I didn't even bother putting a timestamp down for this one because of how generic it was, but I guess if you want to roll by, go for it.
We won't do the whole thing, but we'll see what the power was on it anyway.
That's fine. That works.
Yeah. We'll jump ahead just a little bit here.
Coming out of the the explosion of light in the background.
Yes, exactly. I figure this makes for kind of a neat effect. To see it coming literally out of the sun. I mean, the one had a cigar band on it. Counts for something, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just got a Gevo and a Dash 9, I think that's what that was.
Yeah.
I know some of them are AC44s, but those are the 5600s, right? I think so.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, this isn't even the right one. This is 727. We have another westbound rolling through.
I wasn't joking when I said BNSF was just pumping out trains through East Dubuque this morning nonstop. So.
Yeah.
But you know what? We can look at this one too. I think this one had an NS on it.
Yes, it does. The 9837, it looks like. And looks very much like a...
Yeah, again, another sand train, yep.
Yep, unit
This is
sand
another
train,
decent example that, you know, how horns sound better during the winter, right? Like that's kind of just a almost, I don't know if I'd say it's a universally agreed thing, but I always seem to hear people liking the way they sound better in the winter, so I can get behind it.
Well, here's 657.
But no, that timestamp we were at, yeah, just go for that if the second train is rolling by then.
Yep, we got an SD70 Ace on the point.
Yeah, there you go. And we have... Oh, it's one of these.
Yeah,
Look at that.
That's why I wanted to highlight this. That's why I was like, no, let's not get diverted to Bellevue just yet, because this is it's one of those empty scrap trains. I don't remember where they go to or from, but yeah, they've been running these for I think a couple months now. Pretty infrequent runners, but they are cool to see. So I mean, what you're seeing now is essentially what the rest of the train is, right? Like it's all just guns and whatever.
Right.
But it's still just a weird, because you know you don't see many unit gone trains anywhere, right? You kind of have to keep your eyes peeled for these. So yeah,
No,
kind of neat.
Certainly not. And not all, but a
no,
lot of BNSF system.
I don't think there was a DPU.
No DPU, you said?
System guns, yeah.
Yeah, but all BNSF system
I don't
guns
think
are
there
very
was a
close to
DPU.
it. All right.
Except for that first one, which was, well, I don't know if it had CN markings, but it did say CN on the side, right? So.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So there we got the symbol from Craig. It was a U, HKM, BM, and scrap train. So is this a loaded scrap train or empty? Because I thought the loads went south. If I
looks very,
correctly,
very
but
empty.
I might not, right?
This is not a loaded train.
Yeah, it looks empty.
All right. Did you have another timestamp off East Dubuque, or shall we jump to another camera now?
You know what? Let's go to 10:02.
All right.
I'm sorry, 11:02. Let's go to 11:02.
Ah, okay.
11:35. We got back up a little bit here.
I'm sorry. Yeah, this is just to show that I guess the power for that ethanol train, or the lead ones.
Well, I seem to have found the Dubuque local.
Oh,
well, that was unintentional, but that works too.
Yes, it was.
there you go. GT's facing west. That's always nice.
Yeah. It looks like maybe he just made a meet. He seems to be picking up speed from a stop.
It could have been that. He could have been waiting for traffic, or he could have made a... Well, he probably wouldn't have made a pickup. I'm not sure. Could have been something like that. Either meet or picked up stuff.
All right.
Or something.
We'll go back just
Yeah, it's been that power set.
Here.
You know what? Actually, instead of looking at this borderline boring ethanol with the one locomotive, let's go to I'd say switch to the west cam just so you aren't blinded by the sun as much, and then go to 1011 instead.
All right.
Because it's actually this has kind of been a reoccurring theme. This has been a reoccurring theme over the past few shows, but I've repeatedly found highlights of Ferromix power trailing on the BNSF, because I think we might have noted that in a past show, but it seems like Ferromix always seems to make its way onto the BNSF somehow. But every single show that I find a highlight with the Ferromix locomotive, we never end up getting around to it. So I'm like determined to just show this one engine, and then we'll be good.
All right. Well, yes. So my theory was correct. They were definitely waiting on a meet. This was the loaded ethanol train coming out of the yard in Dubuque, and then he got his turn to go west when this guy cleared up, and the bridge may have opened in between there as well. So, all right, Noah, which camera are we going to now?
Sure. Go just to the west cam, so we don't have the sun in our face quite as much.
All right. The west camera it is. And what's our timestamp now?
And then literally 10:11, just on the dot.
Okay. 10:11. And I think I found it. Oh no, this is 10:14.
Well,
just more evidence of the never-ending parade of trains through East Dubuque today.
I know, like it was seriously, like, while going through the feed this morning, I was just like, oh, there's another one, and another one, and okay, you know what? I see a theme going on here.
Jeez.
Yeah, and then we go back
and
to
here we go.
Just a few minutes earlier, and now we're gonna see Ferromix SD70 trailing.
Yeah, as per usual, but you know what? It's still a nice paint scheme. It pops. I personally kind of like this paint scheme, maybe a tad bit better than their new one. So you know what? I'm gonna show it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that'd probably be like a Chicago to like Tacoma. That's probably what that is.
Could be, any West Coast port for all we know. But
it could be.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe if Craig is still on here, if he wants to give us give us a symbol for this one. But we've definitely got Hamburg Sud, Maersk, some of the short shipping containers, those 40-footers. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Mediterranean shippers.
They're 20-footers are the short ones are the 20-footers.
Oh, okay.
But altogether, they make up 40, I guess. So
right, side by side, they're 40. Yeah.
I was gonna say, if we got the short ones being 40, we would have giant 80-foot containers on the top.
Oh my God!
Imagine that. High wide.
Yeah, no kidding.
And according to Eric, we got an eastbound approaching Belle Plaine soon, so we could always hop over there and see what that is.
Definitely. Yeah, that's
so. At some point,
Craig has postulated that this is a CHC Tacoma train.
Yep. That's what I'm thinking too.
These domestic stacks are kind of pointing in that direction, yeah.
Yep. lots of those JB Hunt containers there as well. So yeah, let's jump over to Belle Plaine. That seems like a reasonable plan.
Yeah, I'm looking. I don't really see that eastbound. I mean, it's not. Maybe it's not loading that well yet, but I don't see anything. Maybe I have to reload my board.
ATCS to look for it.
Yes, right. I am. Something is probably between Belle Plaine and Tama.
Okay.
Well, I'm assuming that's how Eric found out as well. So
maybe it's like the board isn't really working well around there.
Well, let's take a look at this westbound that I found.
Well.
Oh, sure, that works. I saw that just a little bit ago.
All right, that works.
Yeah. And then when we're done, I do have a B coal passing Nina. If we want to look at that after this.
Yeah.
So some pretty standard UP power.
Oh, and also we had looks like we had a meet at Let's, so there could be a southbound coming towards Washington here. I'll keep an eye on that too.
All right.
Which of course also means there's a northbound approaching, or kind of close to Muscatine. Not yet though.
Well, right, but if he works in the yard at Ottumwa, or excuse me, if he works in the yard at Muscatine, we won't see him. At least not while we're on the air.
That's true.
Anyway.
Yeah, but I don't believe. Oh, and you know what? As soon as this northbound clears Fruitland, looks like a southbound coal empty out of Fruitland's gonna head south.
Oh, interesting.
So a lot of traffic. Yeah.
Busy morning on the CP as well.
Yeah.
Yes, this may very well be a CHNP. Has all the makings of it, that's right.
For all we know.
Yes.
It could be, yeah. That's a reasonable guess.
So, anyway.
Looks like we got a couple scrap guns.
Yeah. Well, while we're here, we'll say...
UP detector, milepost 117.1.
Track. Cannon's going by the defect detector now.
I'm sorry.
My God. That was amazing timing.
That was like comedically timed. While we're here, we'll say UP detector.
Yep. That's right.
That's kind of funny.
But thank you to the Belle Plaine Museum for hosting us here. You know, one of the things that I realize when we come back from the break, I kind of need to come up with a schedule to make sure that we're highlighting all the different cameras in appropriate intervals. You know, we really don't. I think those are some Tygons going by.
Mm-hmm.
Look like they could be new
Yeah,
ties.
they look like older ties to me, like probably
used.
You know, yeah, used. Yeah.
And you bring up an interesting point with trying to spread out the camera's highlights into intervals, or I guess just give, not necessarily evenly distribute, but at least pay some mind to each camera fairly frequently. That's kind of what I try to do. Like when I look for highlights, I kind of just try and limit myself to maybe like 7 cameras per show, 8 cameras, and each time I try to not overlap with the last set of ones I did. So already I kind of try to do what you're talking about, actually.
Yeah.
Do we always get around to all of them? Not necessarily, but we try to. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is perfectly fair. It looks like we have a hopper train, a grain train, going westbound this time.
Yeah, I saw this one going through Grand Mountain earlier as well, I believe. Yeah, I saw this one earlier. Yep.
UP system hoppers as well.
Yeah, honestly, UP grain trains are some of my favorite, like out of any class 1 at least. Like, I don't know, I've always liked them.
Oh yeah.
And, you occasionally get your Mopac. Sometimes you get Mopac cars, C&W cars, older UP ones.
Sure.
Yeah.
Lots of variety with it. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I think my favorites are always going to be maybe.
Yes, you were going to finish that statement, or are you just going to leave it hanging?
Oh, I thought you were talking, so.
Oh, no problem. So, did that eastbound show up then, or are we...
It is still not shown up, no.
All right.
Oh, actually, it is coming close to the 119 control point. So
there you
it
go.
finally loaded. So it finally shows that there's something lined.
All right. Well, then we'll have something else to look forward to here. We'll definitely, let's see here. I think we have
Yeah. If we get around to it, I found a nice highlight at Mount Pleasant at 2 this morning.
Oh, okay.
You know what? That's already on my highlight list here, so we will be getting around to that shortly regardless,
Good. Nice.
Yeah. Well, we found another UP coal train, although not the same coal train that we rolled by Bellevue.
No, but it looks like it's going to the same place.
So if this thing shows up on the Bellevue camera, say, this afternoon, this evening, overnight, tonight, then you'll know that this is another Wisconsin utility coal train.
Yeah, if they don't tie it down at Loudon or something.
Right. Yeah, the
Which they
CP can't
like
take you.
to
You're going
do.
to have to tie it down there. All right. And, you know, also because they run these one by one on the CP, that if this is a one by one configuration, that might be another indication of what they're actually doing with it.
Yeah, and also the cars are a dead giveaway usually.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes they're going to Edgewood, or is it Edgewood? Yeah, I think it's Edgewood. No, it's not Edgewood. It's Edgewater. Yeah.
Yeah.
Edgewood is in
it's something
northeast
like that.
Iowa.
Yes,
And
the Sheboygan power plant, whatever.
Yeah.
You get the point.
All right. Apparently we have something lined up at Grand Mound as well, which is interesting. With an SP unit as mid DPU. So we may.
Yeah, it looks like
have
that just
to-
went by. Yeah. Yes, Edgewater. Yep. I got that right the second time.
So we may have to go try to find that a little bit later as well. So now, as we're doing this, you know, this is another great example of you could see this coal train go by 5 cameras potentially.
Potentially, yeah.
If you
Yeah,
traced
but-
it from Carroll to Belle Plaine, Carroll to Belle Plaine to Grand Mound to Marquette to Dubuque to Guttenberg, it'd be 6. Yeah.
Well, yeah, if we had Marquette, yeah.
No, Bellevue, Dubuque, and Guttenberg. That would be 6.
Okay. Yeah, because you said Marquette. I'm like, wait, what? We have a
Oh.
Marquette one now? I mean, I wish.
No, Bellevue, Dubuque, sorry. On the Marquette side.
Yes. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
And we have that train going past 119, so it's going to be coming through the cam like probably within the minute.
Yeah.
It's actually clearing up, so it's a short train.
So we're
Probably
gonna jump over
maybe a intermodal, perhaps.
Well, I've jumped
Yeah,
over
it's
to
just clearing
live
up
on
the
the Belle
control
Plaine
point.
camera now, so
Yeah, I just stick with live because it's going to be here anytime.
Wouldn't this be about if it is an intermodal, wouldn't this be about the time slot for the Salt Lake Z train to come through?
Probably, yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
It's usually like a noonish thing around Belle Plaine / I guess Cedar Rapids too, maybe slightly afternoon, but
Yeah, when it's running on time, which is usually the case. Usually.
yes.
so Tom, any bets as to what this train might be besides that?
Well, if it's a shorty, about the only way you get a short train out of the UP anymore is on a container train or a Z train. So that would seem to be
crap.
likely.
Uh-huh.
You know what?
We're not betting against each other. This is, disappointing. We want people in the audience to cheer on someone and see who's right here.
All right, fine. I'll go with it's a maintenance away train.
Oh, you're going for the Powerball here. Okay, all right.
Yep.
We'll see. If I'm wrong, I'll tip my hat to you.
Is that a Steel Highway hat that you have to tip?
It can be.
Yes.
It certainly can be.
Ooh, we have
Well, when are we
571.
getting Steel Highway top hats? That's the real question.
17.1 trap.
Honestly, that is a good question. We need Steel Highway top hats.
I
with,
think we'll end up with
monocles
Steel Highway stocking caps before we end up with Steel Highway top hats.
Yeah, well, we need top hats with monocles to boot.
Oh, is that what we need? And vests, too,
Yeah.
would that be?
Yes, and a slazzy a bow tie. Yes, a bow tie. There you go.
Yeah. So,
Oh,
the 571 apparently went by Cedar Falls just now.
yes,
And
it did. Yep.
only reason
I said I was
find-
paying attention to that. Go ahead.
The only reason I find that amusing is because we know that Patrick and Robert were up there yesterday waiting all afternoon for 571 to go through Cedar Falls. And went through it like 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
I mean, you know, the upside to that is the lighting was substantially better. But, you know,
Yes.
I guess some people don't care about lighting.
Some people who shall remain nameless.
That's, I guess. I like this horn.
Oh,
whatever it
loaded
is.
coal train. We were both wrong.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Wow.
it looks like a company coal train, so if it's short like that, it's probably going to Clinton.
Could be.
Or it could be going to Chicago for river, or no, not river, shoot, lake traffic. Or lake boats. I can't even speak today, but yeah.
Yeah, we know what you mean.
Yeah.
So yes, this definitely would appear to be UP system hoppers. You're scaring all the visitors away. No top hats.
No,
see
it's
here.
just inviting a new crowd that we haven't attracted just yet. The dapper crowd.
Right.
High society.
Oh, 337 didn't get to Waterloo yesterday until 10 a.m. So that's why 571 ran that late. So, all right.
Oh, of course.
Yep. Ooh, Eric makes a good point. This could be going to the Crandall at Fairfax.
That's also another
Yeah,
possibility, yeah.
I'll
definitely.
tell you.
These are the types of cars that would be going to them.
The goofiest looking system coal train or system set of hoppers that I've ever seen came out of the Crandall empty about a year and a half ago. Where it was, they were all different heights. Some of them were bottom
Oh, yeah.
dumps. Some of them were side dumps. It was just a whole mess.
I love
Yeah.
it because they all tend to look like that. At least the ones coming out of Fairfax. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
I like the variety. It makes, because coal trains aren't necessarily interesting, right? So I like it when there's a good variety of Bethgons throughout the train.
Yeah. Well, they're always interesting to me because I'm a sucker for coal trains. So, you know.
Fair
All
enough.
right. Well, we are going to go over and check out the 571 at Cedar Falls.
Yeah.
That works.
It's going to be your typical 571 these days. So, but it does have something third out, probably going to one of the locals out west.
Okay.
Pair of 75s, I'm assuming.
Wow, how could you have guessed?
I don't know.
Very high-pitched horn on this 75.
Oh, yeah. It is high-pitched.
Yes.
Hey, I think we literally saw that same engine on a different show not too long ago.
Yeah, there's like
703.
probably 703. Oh, okay.
I thought so. What?
Well, there goes, yes, the 571, and that standard cab EMD, I'm sure, is what you were referring to. That's going to one of the locals out west.
Yes, correct. Oh,
So-
no, not that camera.
The Cedar City Creamery is our host here in Cedar Falls. There's one of those bright yellow UP boxcars again.
Ah, yes.
Always interesting when we see one of those pop in. So yes, the Cedar City Creamery is our host. They are closed for the winter, as it turns out, because, as you can imagine, it's kind of difficult to sell ice cream when it's below freezing outside already.
Mm-hmm.
But thank you to the Cedar City Creamery for hosting us and allowing webcams to be here. And the 60s for Fort Dodge, yes. I think that is a reasonable guess. That's right, Dave. So now, as we are rolling by, it looks like maybe an empty ethanol train or a lot of an empty ethanol train here on the rear.
Could be.
Doubled up with the, maybe part of an empty ethanol train on the rear there, doubled up with the rest of the 571 traffic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There they go.
So, do we have any Iowa Northern sightings on the Cedar Falls camera this morning?
I didn't look at Cedar Falls this morning, so I'm not too sure.
I couldn't find any, but I might have missed it. I couldn't find any, though.
Okay. Well, I'm going to spend a few moments here. Oh, yes, Craig.
Okay, yeah.
The west-facing camera at Cedar Falls, that was the first one. Now, it's been upgraded a couple of times since then. But this was the first camera. And actually, last night at Cedar Rapids Railfans, I showed the photos that I took on the trip where I met the guy that owns the Cedar Falls Creamery, or Cedar City Creamery, and actually met him for the first time, and we worked out a plan to where he could have all of the have his camera but have it on all the time, because he had motion detector cameras when he first showed it to me. And so I got him upgraded to these newer cameras and put them on YouTube.
Ah, okay.
Nice timing.
Yeah, we found
Oh, yeah. There's the local.
an
The
IC
yard.
switch engine here at Nina.
Oh, yeah. You want... yeah, hold up. You need the timestamp for that B coal. And
What's
we'll
happening?
get that
What's
to you real
happening
quick.
with the Greeley cameras? Well, so actually next week, I was just copied on this email overnight last night. Next week, the camera we're gonna have one camera in Greeley. We had two before, and they were at different crossings. There's just gonna be one camera at Greeley going forward, and it is going to be installed next week. However, there still has to be a fiber line bored to the museum. It's the Colorado Model Railroad Museum. It's where it's being hosted. And that will be, pardon me, the camera will be set up and ready to go for when the fiber line is in place. So we can literally just switch the camera on when that utility work is complete. So, Sam, do you have a timestamp for me at Nina?
9:29. Okay, yes, 9:29.
9:29. All right.
Yes.
Let's see here. 8:27. Well, that's what you get for confusing me, I guess.
Yeah. I guess that's true.
I guess that's the way things work out sometimes.
I can't make up my mind.
So as we advance a little bit further here, we're gonna find here is 9:29, and yes, the Greeley cams are coming back. The first step is going to be made to get Greeley back in place next week, and then we're literally just waiting on the internet to be upgraded. So here comes CN leader with a BC Rail second out. Becoming the increasingly rare blue BC Rail units.
I'd go as far as to say just the increasingly rare BC Rail units, period. Because actually, out of all the BC Rail units, the blue ones have been the ones probably hanging around the longest. I mean, we've lost, you know, of the 4 Canadian cab Dash 9s they had, we've lost 2 or 3 of them, I think. So now there's like maybe 1 red, white, and blue one left.
Yeah.
Right. So, and then the barns, there's only 4609 left running right now. The rest of them have either been sold, scrapped, or are sitting dead and probably will never be reactivated again. So you're really running out of options if you want to see a legitimate BC Rail locomotive. And leading, I mean, good luck. You have to find a local without, you know, on a line that doesn't have PTC. So you're really, they're really becoming rare.
Yeah, unfortunately. And it's like these blue ones are permanent B units, you can say.
Yeah, they're essentially they're essentially given the same treatment that the ex-City Rails have, in the sense that neither one is PTC, neither one can lead. They're always going to be trailing at this point, anyway.
Yeah.
Clay Nest, where M338 is, it is in Dubuque. So, yeah, it's in Dubuque. Use U264. Okay.
Yeah, that's what we're looking at right now, I believe. This
Yeah.
Yep.
unit oil train. Yep. So, yes, thank you for the train symbol there, Craig. Definitely appreciate it. And do we have anything else intriguing that went by the Nina camera today as the DPU comes into view?
Not really. Just a bunch of, you know, typical CN stuff. I'd say we should check out that. Yes, I was about to say, you stole the words out of my mouth. Mount Pleasant.
Mount
2 this morning.
Pleasant it is. Well, thank you to our private host in Nina for allowing us view of the Nina yard.
Yes, thank you. It's one of my favorite cameras.
It really is. Yep.
Yeah.
Mount Pleasant. Do you suppose that they considered this to be a pleasant mountain? Is that how it got its name?
Pleasant in the sense that you don't have to scale it. Sure, why not?
I mean, geographically, it is kind of sitting on top of a hill.
Mm-hmm. I mean, as is evidenced by the dip coming up into town, right?
Right.
Yeah.
To address what Riveted Railfan said, so one of them was scrapped, another one was repainted to CN colors, and I don't even know if that one's activated right now or not. And then one of them wrecked. So right now it's either 1 or 2 red, white, and blue ones left. It can't even be a few. Like, it physically can't, because one is in Georgia being scrapped as we speak. So yeah, it's kind of sad, but it's just the way things go.
Yes, and it's 2 o'clock this morning for the highlight.
All right.
Oh, we got something here. Okay.
Got a coal train with a couple of 70s.
Looks like Paducah empties, probably, with the company cars.
Yeah, could very well be.
Yep.
But we are not going to roll by the whole coal train. I just happened to find that and thought to myself, well, that's relatively interesting. We can at least see what the power is.
Yes, definitely.
All right. 2 what?
2 a.m.
2 a.m. 2 bells on the nose. And
yes, $2.
yes, 0200. So while we're looking for this, I can definitely say thank you to the Mount Pleasant Coffee Depot for hosting us across from the Mount Pleasant Amtrak Depot. So we have
So there's our westbound.
Yes, the long westbound approach here at Mount Pleasant. You see the gates coming down.
And you can see those ditch lights are flashing now, aren't they?
They are. Very eastern look to them.
Definitely, you'll see. Oh, and what's this in eastbound? Ooh.
We have a meet. We have a meet on camera.
Yes, the Lingao, probably. I think meeting what is probably, what would this be? Probably, I mean, I'm thinking it's a gallon, probably. But usually there's like a lot more power than that.
You don't think with those
been...
2 NS units that it's one of these
it
college
could be
rates
a
trains
gal...
up to Des Moines?
Yeah, I was gonna say it could be a gal DMO, but like you don't really see NS power on that.
There was NS power on one of them like last week, wasn't there?
Oh really?
Or was that was that one of the Eddyville trains? I know
that was. Yeah, that was an Eddyville train. Sorry, I was just saying that was one of the Eddyvilles.
Well, this doesn't look very Eddyville-ish to me, does it?
No.
Not really. I mean,
yeah.
No.
Interesting.
Yeah, this is probably. It could be a DMO train. Could be.
Maybe.
We're not going to rule out the possibility. I guess that's the best way to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but obviously the most likely candidate is probably Lynn or Gowlin, probably.
All right. Well,
that eastbound's already gone, so it was short. So that might not have been a Lynn Gal. It could have been something else, or it was just a short one.
Who knows?
Oh, and then there's you know what? I never.
Container traffic.
That looked like garbage.
Oh, garbage?
Oh,
yeah.
That was like. Yeah, I think that's garbage, I think. You know what? We're going to try and find this.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
pretty impressive meat, I agree. So Craig is saying the westbound was Gowlin, and he thought the eastbound was an Eddyville train.
Yeah, he might be, I think he's right.
All right,
They could have picked up some stuff at whatever, I can't think of the town. Albia, maybe, or it's just a lot of power.
I am going to make an announcement on air here today because I have something pretty exciting to share with people. You thought that we were done installing webcams for this year. Well, I have one more that's come through. And we are going to have a Calmer, Iowa webcam. This has been made possible by the city of Calmer, Iowa. So as I drop this pin here, you can see this is the former Milwaukee Road passenger depot in Calmer. And for those of you that don't know, Calmer is the top of the ruling grade on the Mason City sub between Mason City and Marquette, Iowa. And it's also a former yard and division point where trains would come up here from the south. Trains would go off to the right and go up to Austin, Minnesota from here. And then you had your Mason City to Marquette traffic as well. So the camera is going to be mounted to the passenger depot where this bump out is, where the operator's table or station would have been. And it's going to be looking at the camera and looking across the street at this beautiful mural that they've got across the street over here. So thank you to the city of Calmer for agreeing to host a webcam at their property. And we are going to have our first Mason City sub camera on the Canadian Pacific Mason City sub, that is. And yeah, looking this direction, you're going to see there's still a house track here. There's I think one place that does some car loading here in Calmer. But what you're going to see is you're going to see, for instance, the K38, K39.
Mm-hmm.
They go by here. And then you have the grain loading traffic and the ethanol traffic and all the other stuff that goes in and out of Mason City on a consistent basis. That might not turn south and go through Guttenberg and Dubuque in that way. Some of it goes north and goes up to La Crescent and across the Toma sub.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very excited about this. This is going to be installed actually 1 week from today. This is going to be installed. And I promise you, this is the last one that's going in this year. Because I don't have any more leads. I mean, I shouldn't say I don't have any more leads. I don't have anywhere else that I've committed to doing anything with this year. So, Calmer, Iowa, going in 1 week from today. It's going to have a radio feed. It's going to have webcam. There is no ATCS to monitor because it's all track warrant territory. But this is definitely going to be something that'll be installed next week. So, that is the excitement that I have to share with people. So
It is exciting.
Yeah, we've got a couple more minutes here. You got another highlight for us to share, Noah?
Oh, well, you know what? We could go to, you know what? Let's go to Bellevue. If we're in a Canadian Pacific mood, I think we should just roll with it.
All right. Merry Christmas from Bellevue, Iowa. What time stamp are we looking for?
Let's go to 12:57 or 00:57 this morning exactly.
Midnight 57 would be the correct way to pronounce that. But yes.
Pronounce. All right.
I'm sorry.
That's an interesting point Craig made, though. You might hear the power switches talking from Calmer.
Well, it's not at Calmer. There's radio control switches at Ashen.
Yeah, but I'm saying from Calmer because that's where your radio would be.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. That is a good point.
Well, I wasn't able to get the head end. We'd waited a little bit too long.
Oh, well. Well, you know what? The head end isn't actually what's interesting on this train, so I think we're still in shape here.
All right. But it does appear that we've got a Canadian Pacific System hopper train, grain train.
Nope. This is 260.
Not a grain train.
Yeah, this is 260.
Okay.
Got your manifest parts coming through here now. But that was a huge string of grain on the front. You're absolutely right about that.
So, all right. I'm going to ask a question in the chat here. Riveted Railfan, is this Luke Winsenreed? Because he's submitted some really nice photos to the magazine. I've never actually talked to the guy. But, yes, Memphis, Tennessee. That would be a fantastic place.
Memphis, yeah. That's kind of out there, but that would be a nice place.
Well,
yeah, there's plenty of traffic there.
Yeah, it's on. He sends in a lot of photos off of the CN in Tennessee, and so that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that would be part of that the North and South, the main line of Mid-America. Yes.
Sure. Yeah.
And that does go through Memphis. I don't have any idea. Yes. All right. So that is Luke. That's what I thought. The Green Diamond, I suppose, was a dead giveaway. So what do we? Oh, we have an ACU for a DPU.
Yep. Nice ACU.
Uh-huh. Did that go south later this morning?
I would assume that's probably the southbound that Sam was talking about on ATCS from earlier. If not that, then then it might have already gone through. But yeah, it is or has come through southbound by now. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it still hasn't gone past Washington. So
all right.
So probably not going to make it in time for this or for the program, but
Well, it may have been set out at Nahant too. That's always a possibility.
Maybe they don't typically set out DPUs though. That's something I've noticed.
Right.
Like not too often. So I would probably put my money on it still being in the train.
Yeah, Craig, I noticed that too. Why are the headlights on the distributed power? Who's trying to burn out headlights on that thing?
Yeah, like the ACU needs help burning out headlights
right.
as it is.
Oh my god.
The other part of it too is it would be quite counter-intellectual to run the DPU down the Marquette sub and set it out before you embark on the Ottumwa sub. That would seem to be contrary to a logical decision-making process, but as we all know, the railroads just do whatever the heck they want to do in most cases. There's a blue DM&E hopper with the speed lettering. Or sorry, yellow DM&E hopper with the blue speed lettering on it.
Well, you know, as you said blue, I was thinking in my head, what would a blue DM&E hopper look like with the yellow logo instead of blue? That's, You just gave me like some fantasy paint scheme idea in my head. Thank you.
You know, there was a time when the DM&E was handing out hats that had the DM&E logo on AC 4400s. Back when they thought that they were going to run coal trains out of the PRB.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And they had a whole mock-up done of what an AC 4400 with the DM&E stripe down the side and the V-shaped logo on the nose. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Stop giving me dreams here. That's sad.
Yeah.
Oh, what could have been? Ho hum.
Well, anyway, we are in fact at the end of our program now, and we found the end of our train at Bellevue. So thank you, Noah, and thank you, Sam, for joining me today.
Problem.
Definitely appreciate your contributions.
Yeah.
And Sam, do you have any parting wisdom for us today as we walk away?
Not really. Not today. Just have a good Thanksgiving, I guess. That's about as basic as you can get, I guess.
Yes. Well, Noah, thank you also for being here today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. We are not going to do another program this week due to the holiday. We're going to come back next Monday and resume Trackside with Tom on Monday of next week. So, and then on Tuesday I'll be up in Calmer putting up webcam number 30. So, yes, thank you everyone for being here, and it is time for us to sign off.
See you guys.
Yep. See ya.